So, hi, Look Noise Podcast. I'm Shane.
I'm Glory.
And we're here with
Josh.
I'm Freddie.
Tristan, and we're Magnolia Park.
And we're some questions to say about the upcoming album, VAMP. So, congrats on that, by the way. How do you feel about the response to the announcement so far?
It's been amazing. I mean, I haven't seen anything bad, so that's awesome. Everyone's very excited to hear what the rest of the album is going to be like whenever it comes out on Friday. So I can't wait for people to hear it and be amazed.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
The album fucking rips.
Energy crazy. Goes crazy.
Thank you.
Hell yeah. I know you guys have dabbled in the heavy previously, but was there a reason why you guys went all the way in on the heavy for this record?
We've been just teasing that heavy sound for a minute, like with Do or Die and Animal. And people were just fucking with it, and it just kind of felt natural for us. And also like the progression of music with just everybody likes heavier music now. So we like that shit a lot. Everyone's liking it. When we do heavy stuff, it seems like people want it more. It translates really good live, and Josh just sounds really great doing it. So we got all the keys to do it.
There you go.
That's a good enough reason.
Yeah, damn straight. Hell yeah. So is there any meaning behind the album title or cover art?
Yeah, basically, we wanted to create a whole world, which we did, which is our world of VAMP, and we have a whole like lore website accompanying the album to break it down. And also in the album, we have some storytelling on what's happening. We have a main character named Aurora, and basically she's getting a group together, which is called the Vampires, to battle against the Shadow Cult and Obsidian.
Okay. Hell yeah. So where did this come from? What did you guys start with this concept, or did it just form while you guys were writing? What was the process of that?
It started at my brother's house. Me, Josh, and Freddie were like, I think we were writing something close to Hellstar or something around that, and then I had like Vampire Hunter D on, and it just felt like right trying to create like a narrative, so like the fans have a place to go, because we wanted to create like a group where the fans could have like be called something, the vampires. So like having a lore behind that, I think makes it more feel like there's something more to it than just like the band aspect.
So can you guys tell us a little bit about the writing process for the album?
Oh man, the writing process it was grueling. We've been working on the album for over a year. And we just had so many demos and stuff like that. Freddie, Tristan, and Vince were all like kind of together writing like a bunch of these instrumentals and doing a bunch of production work on it. And just being in the studio with them and working on some lyrical content with it, and then seeing how far we can push the boundary of what people know from us and what we're trying to accomplish. It was definitely tedious and very, very meticulous, but I'm pretty sure that like people are gonna like what we're doing.
Damn straight. Hell yeah. So what song off the album took longest to write, and which one is each of your own personal favorite?
I think it might be Ophelia, because I feel like that demo was
Nah, Ophelia was fast.
true.
Ophelia was fast. I'm pretty sure it was like Reasons. I think it's between Reasons and the Screams. It took the longest. Because you had to re-record the Screams too.
Yeah, it's a good question. We had so many studio dates and stuff. I do remember. Yeah, it's tough. Because Omen and Wasted and Crave came out like the last week. Funny enough.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, you might be right on that, Josh.
And favorites?
Ooh, my favorite. I gotta say probably Ophelia.
Okay.
Ophelia for sure.
That's hard. I mean, I think I'm just probably just going to go off whatever I think my current favorite is. It's probably going to change as the album goes and as I play these songs. But right now, I think I'm feeling Crave.
All right.
It's fire.
I'm on board with Ophelia.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Just really curious. You mentioned that you had to re-record the screams. What's up with that? You just briefly dropped that and moved on. What's the drama with that song specifically?
No, so we wrote a verse and it was really good, but we had to change a few of just like the guitar tones and beef it up a little bit, and then we just didn't feel right with how the verse was sitting at the time.
Mm.
So we kind of like reimagined it to make sure that it fit and it really like swelled well with the rest of the song. So
Yeah.
that was pretty much it. We didn't have to re-record the entire song, but like
Okay,
just
okay.
a big part of it, we were like, yeah, we have to just like record it with a little bit more oomph in there and then make it sit right.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
Makes sense.
Makes sense.
Now, I'm curious about the timeline for the record. I know you mentioned you worked on it for over a year. Like, what rough time frame of when the writing process started, and then when you guys had the masters in hand?
Oh God. When did we play Australia? It was like
December
right,
2023.
yeah, right after Halloween Mixtape 2. I think that's when I like approached the guys about the idea of like Vamp, and then we kind of like locked into it. So like probably like feels like 18 months, or am
Yeah.
I wrong? Something close to that. And then yeah, the Masters got turned in probably 4 months ago. Yeah, and we got to get it mixed by Zach Serini, which is
That's
freaking
awesome.
Yeah.
amazing. So
Fuck yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
You crushed
I
the
was
mix.
stoked on that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Absolutely.
It sounds so great.
Now, for this question, I want each of you to pick your favorite lyric or instrumental moment off the album and tell us the meaning behind it. I know there's a lot to go on in the album, but I'm curious.
Your love is criminal. You pull the rug beneath my feet. I'm not good enough. I'll never fix your broken wings. I think that's my favorite lines on there.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Those are great.
Poetry.
Mm.
Shit.
Oh damn.
Lyrics are tough.
I know it's a stumper.
But I think instrumentally, at least, I do really love Shallow, because that
Mhm.
one's like it feels like three genres in one. Because you got the funk in with the funk bells,
Ooh.
and then you have like the kind of you have like kind of that emo post-punk guitar in the verses, and then it kicks in. It's a cool one, and then it's also a little Deftonesy. I kind of like this that we did Deftones, but we didn't like full. We didn't do like the Deftones the way everyone else thinks about Deftones.
Mhm.
A little
Hell yeah.
more low key. So I'm really stoked on that.
Just sneak a little Deftones influence
Oh.
in there, not
Yeah,
rip
as a
them.
treat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's in the bridge.
Yeah.
Change my answer.
Oh,
Mm.
we're getting a bonus one.
Yeah. It's from Wasted. It's ripped out the pieces of myself I didn't like. Goddess of Venus. Let me be your sacrifice. I think that one's fucking sick too.
Damn.
You're right.
Bars.
Hell yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I think for me, I feel like Shallow was like the first like Vamp song. I felt like it was one of the early ones, but like this is like it sounds like so original and unique because when I was doing like starting a production, like I have a Memphis sample, like a Memphis rap sample. I have like R&B chops, like I'm just chopping a bunch of different genres together.
Mhm.
So like production wise, I'm super proud of that like I made just like a bunch of different genres collide into one. And then I think the lyrics on that song, like I hate myself more than you know. The more I think, more hate grows. Yeah, I was going through a bad time during that moment. So
Absolutely.
Completely fair. Mm. And how did the track list for this record come about? Did you guys write the opener to be the opener, closer to be the closer? Did you shuffle around to see what fits? What was that process like?
um
Well,
so
I was gonna say, yeah, we actually wrote a whole different song that was supposed to be the opener.
Oh shit.
Oh, okay.
And then we were like, nah.
Fuck that song. Yeah.
Because at first the opener was gonna be more of a like cinematic intro
Mm.
into like the instrumental part. But then I think after we wrote Pain, we were like, oh, that has to be the opener. We wanted to hit hard. We wanted to hit like straight off the bat. There's no guessing on how the album's gonna be. Like as soon as you hear it, like you press play, it's like, oh, we're locked in. So that's kind of like how that one came to be.
yeah,
Gotcha. Makes
I
sense.
think I think at so like at the last week, like before we were supposed to turn it in for like mixing and shit. Um, we had this whiteboard full of like 20 songs. I remember we were just it's in our documentary too, where we're like we're playing our producer song. We're just like trying to figure out the track list. And it was like kind of like just like a battle to freaking figure out because we wanted to just make our strongest body of work. And then also after and at the same time, me, Vince, and Freddie were trying to figure out like how to make the songs like intertwine and interlude. So that's why there's so many like connecting things that go into songs that like flow so well. So even while we're getting things done by like Zach while mixing, we were like sending him things and trying to make the songs like flow more cohesive. So like once we had that track list, it was just like it was still like a going process production wise, unfortunately.
Yeah, so for you, it wasn't hands off once it was in mixing. It was once you had the masters in hand and they couldn't be changed anymore.
Yeah. Pretty much. Pretty much.
I love it.
Yeah, our bassist Vince, he's just very I would say he's very creative. So but he's like very like kind of super late on it, if that makes sense. But he's like super talented that it just works out. But yeah, we're just trying to make it just super like cohesive project and make sure every song flows into each other. It feels like one journey you're riding on without like any.
That makes sense, and I think you guys nailed it. Like I listening through this record, I do feel like it's the strongest you guys have been. We've been following you for a long time. Have loved everything you've done, but there's something special about this record for sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So where was your headspace at while you guys were writing this record?
Everywhere. It's kind of everywhere. There are some times we're in there, we're like, we gotta do something hype. We gotta have something fun. And there's other times we're like, man, like we need a little bit more emotion. So how can we make that work? A lot of hours, a lot of days in the studio, just like going around one verse, trying to figure out what words fit perfectly to tell a story. Like it was scattered, but we also have the end goal in mind. So like even though everything was like kind of everywhere, we know where the end goal would be. So it was just like a weird time for us, I would say.
I guess like I feel like as a band, just like going into this album, we just had something to improve, you know? We wanted to maybe to ourselves more than anything, but I think we just always felt a little disrespected by just being a new band, you know? By people like just like and how we're so like genre fluid, and I feel like so many people are stuck in their ways of like this doesn't sound like pop punk, this doesn't sound like metal, this doesn't sound like whatever. And then we just want to break that boundary for us, and like creative wise we love all these genres. So I think us like creating a more cohesive body of work that still plays into the metalcore genre, but we're like, this is Magnolia Park doing it. I think was really special for us, and that's the overall like if I can remember the whole 18 months, it was us like locking into that mentality.
Yeah.
Damn straight. Freddie, do you share that sentiment of kind of like the need to prove yourself with this record?
Yeah, I mean, kind of like I guess the simplest way just to make straight bangers, just make this thing insane. Best album that we can make, and yeah, but just make the best music we can make and hope that it translates.
Absolutely.
Damn straight.
I think we did.
Oh,
Right?
it absolutely, yeah. Yeah, no, it fucks. Oh, yeah.
Straight up.
Oh, yeah. And how do you guys recommend your fans to listen to this record for the first time? Should they play it in the car with friends, in the dark with headphones on? Should they work out to it? What do you guys personally recommend?
Ooh.
That's a good question.
Me personally, I would probably say like just take a drive. Take a drive, put it on blast, let it go all the way through. I'm feeling like the last two songs are definitely like a night drive type of vibe. Like it'll definitely make you start thinking about everything, think about life and everything. But yeah, this long drive. You can be with the homies or you can just be by yourself. Either way, but like I think like just with that being locked in, yeah, you'll definitely get that feeling for sure.
you should listen to it in the woods, like at like once the sun's coming down and it's getting dark.
Mhm.
So like by the time you finish the album, it's dark outside, and I think that would fit the aesthetic of the album for sure. Twilight
real.
Hell
vibes.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, especially
Hell
with
yeah.
summer coming around, that shit
Mm.
fucks. Yeah.
Mhm.
Love
Freddie,
it.
do you have a specific vision for the listeners?
For the listeners,
Mhm.
no, I mean that's a question I never thought of. So I'm a little stumped. I mean, I kind of think however you enjoy music the most, listen to it that way. So you can like it the most.
Mm.
So if you like listening to it with your friends,
Mhm.
play it with your friends. And then if you
Exactly.
like listening to it alone,
Mm.
listen to it alone. And
I
then
can't.
that's it.
I can't say that I've done a few gym sessions to the album. It hits too.
Oh
It hits
yeah.
too.
That's a
It's got the
universal
energy.
album. You can listen to it at the gym, you can listen to it alone, you can listen when you're sad, you can listen when you're happy. It's like
Yeah.
it's good enough where the instrumentals and the music has a range that doesn't, you can just throw it on. At least listen to it through all the way one time, and then you can listen to
Mhm.
the singles if that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give us one.
Just
Exactly. One full
playthrough.
playthrough.
Yeah.
Give us one full.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So for this question, I want each of you to describe the album in 3 words, no more, no less.
Overcoming, powerful, and reflective.
Damn
Hell
straight.
yeah.
Horny vampire sex.
Whoa. Whoa. Okay, strong start.
Wild curveball.
Okay,
Yeah.
pause, rewind.
We've been like spooky, there's this whole spooky
Heavy.
story, and you're like horny.
I missed the last two. I heard that, my mind just stopped. So
So if you could run that back now that we know what the first
Oh.
one's gonna be, that'd be great.
goddamn.
No, I had sorry, I was just listening to worship and it got me. So yeah, I was gonna say horny vampire sex.
All right. Wow. The last two really helped tie it together for sure. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, I was also going to say horny.
Okay.
That was-
Okay. Josh, it seems like you were out of the loop for this conversation, this sidebar they had.
Look, it's like there are some horny songs on there, but like overall.
Oh my guys, really?
And then
I do.
I'll steal Josh's powerful. I think it's pretty
Okay.
powerful.
Mhm.
And high energy.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Those
Perfect.
three.
Perfect.
It's crazy.
Oh. And in the same vein as the last question, is there a certain feeling or emotion you want this album to evoke in your listeners?
I would say empowering. I want you to feel like you're on top of the world.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. Like triumphant, like very, very like, no one's gonna push you around. We got a lot of shit happening in the world right now, and last thing we need is for people to push us around on it. So this album's definitely gonna help at that time.
Damn straight.
Absolutely. So can you guys talk about any particularly challenging or standout moments during the creation of the album, positive or negative?
Me doing weird screams in Omen. I think that was the hard one for me personally. And also like the very, very there's a part in our song Reasons where it's like very, very low, like almost like Return to Slab style vocals. Like there's no effects on there. It's literally me having to drop my voice that low to get that. And it was so weird to do. And it was not fun. So those two for sure.
Heard. Damn.
I think for me, the most challenging part was just really like finding like because I feel like in past records we've had like a problem with pacing, you know. So I didn't want any like dead air or like I really wanted us to find the flow. So we made like a lot of songs that were like mid pacey at one point, and then kind of like towards the end of the album, like pushing through that hard barrier to write even more songs and like have it be like a cohesive thought. Like this needs to be more energetic in your face, and that's where like songs like Wasted, Omen, and Crave like came in the last minute because we just wanted to pick up the pace. So it just feels like more of a enjoyable listening experience because sometimes you can have like a mid pacey and then slow song and a mid pacey song and it just takes away from everything.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the hardest part, at least for me, I mean Tristan too, pretty much all of us, is like dialing in that new sound because we all grew up listening to like the stuff, but we kind of deviated into like we had alternative and pop punk, like we know how to make all that kind of stuff, but we never really made heavy stuff. So learning how to get it to sound right was the hardest part because you can make something and it is the genre you're making, but it doesn't necessarily mean it feels right or that's good. You have to like do it at a level that you're trying to be at. And that's the
For
hardest
sure.
part.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The learning curve.
Yeah, so when you guys were in the studio, when you guys were writing, did you have any like specific bands or artists that you were trying to draw inspiration from to kind of hit that mark?
Linkin Park for sure, one of them.
Yeah. I was gonna say for me, especially vocal wise, it was Linkin Park, Day to Remember, Bring Me the Horizon,
Yeah.
um, my man Phil Bozeman for sure,
Mm.
for these lows, and Bad Omens. Those are the ones that I was really like listening to a lot during this process, and Sleep Talking as well.
Mhm.
Those are like the core people that I was listening to nonstop during the recording process.
For sure, Deftones, like more of their ethereal albums, like Saturday Night Wrist and not like Diamond Eyes. But yeah, pretty much like Bring Me. Like, we really love Bring Me.
Mhm.
We really,
Yeah.
really love Bring Me. Um, yeah, it was just we wanted to create like our first classic album, like Deftones have, like all these bands have, Linkin Park. So it was definitely like drawing from that energy of all those classics.
Makes sense.
Sure. Hell yeah. And for this last question, boom, we are placing you guys in a horror movie, the entire band. Who is dying first and who is surviving to the end?
Vince is done
Vincent's dying
first.
first.
Oh my
You
god!
guys are out for Vincent. Oh my god.
You don't
Just
understand,
because
dude.
he isn't
Yeah.
here? Is that it?
No. He's
No, not even.
you can just Vince is a lovely friend. He's a great friend. He's just
Yeah.
he's that personality type where you would be like, "Are you guys sure? Like, I feel like we should go down this dark corridor." And
Yeah.
Oh,
like, I think
yeah.
so. Yeah.
That's fair.
And if
Freddie,
I
do you
may,
agree with that?
if I may weigh in, I think Freddie will survive until the end. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
Thank
Freddy's
you.
dying next. Freddy's dying
Oh
next.
my god!
I'm making it.
No,
All right,
I
we'll
think
see.
Freddie's surviving.
No, you're not.
Freddie
No,
has final energy, bro.
Yeah.
Nah, low-key,
Yeah.
Freddie like disappears, so like he might be the serial killer.
Oh,
Exactly.
I might be the
Freddy
guy,
might kill
yes.
it.
No
He
bullshit.
might be the killer.
Oh, well, that wasn't part of the question, but you know what?
Plot twist.
Hot twist.
So I did make it.
I was gonna say you're still the last one alive.
Yeah, I'm
so-
still the last
Fuck,
one.
loophole.
That's great. So as Gloria said, that's all the questions we have today. Is there anything that you guys would like to plug?
Yeah, Vamp out. Vamp is out, man. April 11th, and I hope everyone listens to it. Thank you to all the producers who stuck by us for this whole year. Thank you for the rest of the band for sticking with me and dealing with all these vocal challenges, and like all of our friends and family who stuck with us through many different demos that they had to endure listening to. And yeah, man, I just hope that the fans love it. Hope people who haven't heard us before listen to this album and start loving it as well. Yeah, we couldn't do it without anyone, like without anything. So thank you guys all.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All
We
right.
on tour too. I just want to bring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And tour.
Yeah.
Tour starts
tour.
April 16th.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Mhm.
Damn
All right.
straight. Be safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, thank you for sounding. This guy's been Magnolia Park, and we have been the Good Noise Podcast.